All right, we're gonna go and knock out the next quest in the main story quest here. We have to go and disrupt the meeting out here with, cannot pronounce his name, but he's gonna be out here in the bar area, just out to the right. Very easy to get to. He's just gonna be chilling right here. Are you somebody? Shaman sent me, but he didn't say that our combat squad would be led by a bandit. I see. No problem. Just tell me where these people from the other side are. You got it all figured out. And that ends disrupt the meeting and we get raid. Don't just stand there. Let's go deal with the orderlies.
Вы просите слишком много. Полковник Власов уже выделил вам вертолет. И все это для борьбы с кучкой...
И вы, ни полковник Власов, не имеете настоящего понимания, насколько опасны эти блаженные. Без вашей поддержки нам не удастся сдержать их.
Вы что думаете, присажались к армейским запасам, и мы вам теперь все, что попросите, дадим? Дали вертолет. Дальше что? Танки, беспилотники, красную кнопку в чемоданчике не подогнать?
Стоп! Тут что-то не так.
Just realized there's no subtitles. Wonder what happened to the subtitles. Have to check that here in a second. All right, so that is done with the raid, and now we have the quest after the fight. You better stop snapping your jaws, or I might snap them off. Interrogate him about what? And then toys. So that completes raid and after the fight, and now we have the quest torture. I see, we'll make note of that. And we just walk into the door right here. Checkpoint received. Interrogate the prisoner. So we're going to talk to I'm just going to talk to him. Who are you? Tell me about yourself. Tell me about Colonel Vlasov. Tell me where your base is. Don't bullshit me. I can tell that you're lying. And I'm not going to torture him. Somebody told me in the comments that if you don't torture him, he shows up, I think, in the bar before you go and fight Colonel Vlasov. So we're going to try that. I want to see if that works out or not. Now, talk with Kozhemyaka is complete. Torture is complete. And we get the quest back to Shaman. What kind of records? Okay, I'll hurry over to Shaman. And it shoots you back out in the bar. So you don't actually have to run back anywhere. Oh, perfect timing. There's a mission going on. All right, let's talk to Shaman. The orderly's ally turned out to be the soldiers. Their leader is certain Vlasov. He's hunting the blessed for personal reasons. Soldiers' base is in the dead city. Vlasov should be hiding there. What's the plan, Shaman? I'm not feeling well, and here we go again.
Ты слышишь его зов. Ты не можешь ему сопротивляться. Ты призван. Кто может бороться с этой силой? Сдайся. Присоединись. По-хорошему. А иначе... я утоплю тебя в твоих же собственных кошмарах.
All right. And now we have the quest, Nightmare. What the hell? See dead people? All right, I'll be patient. What's going on here? This is nonsense. And I'd better go. Now we get to do this fun little Chimera chase scene. Turn around immediately, run. Go to the right. to the left. Climb this. Sprint down, and you're good to go now because he won't come down here. So just keep running. And that's the escape the nightmare. And we're back in the bar. And we got to go down and talk to Shaman again. Not a vision, a nightmare. I was plunged into a terrible nightmare. You could find an explanation for anything, huh, Shaman? Oracle taught me to resist this effect, but I was hoping it wouldn't come to this kind of shit. We were discussing Vlasov and his soldiers, right? Is that possible? Who is going to help us? What now? So they're coming at us from all sides. If the orderlies and the soldiers get truly out of line, what do you need from me? And then, well, vacation time is over. Time to fight. I'm off. Quest Bad Dreams is complete, and now you get Vlasov is coming. And we need to get officers' chevrons, which I always have some. Turn right back around. I say I did a pretty decent job hunting the military officer chevrons. Check out my haul. The soldiers are still hassling us. I'll try to prove they don't. So that gives you 5,000 rubles, 1,500 repair parts, and 2 domestic field rations. And that ends the quest chevrons for Shaman, and you get military escalation. I'll be back once I've handled the lieutenants. And now we have to go to the forest and kill 2 of the lieutenants, which are the yellow helmets that show up in the forest. I'm going to run all the way over there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. So now we got to go kill the lieutenants in the forest, which are the yellow helmet icons. And this is also the point where you get the Seeker's Hawk armor, which this is a much better armor than mine as far as the bullet resistance, melee protection, and explosive protection, but it has way less on all the other protections. We're probably not going to use that because it doesn't have night vision on it, and I don't want to put back on those green ones. So I'm going to throw this in my stash here. All right, but now we're going to head all the way over to the forest and kill those 2 lieutenants. So I'll see you guys here in a second. We're at another one of the military outposts. Ow. I think I actually killed him. Okay. Oh, so that's 1 down. And there's another one pretty close, so let's head that way. Two down. All right, now we're just going back to the bar. So I'm gonna run all the way back there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. Alrighty, we are back at Shaman. The lieutenants were a bit of a hassle to deal with, but in the end I handled them. We are still fighting on 2 fronts, plus the Blessed don't have the same cohesion as the soldiers and the orderlies do. So you want to try to gain support from one of the clans in the zone. What about duty? Duty and freedom, so I need to pay one of those clans a visit and try to make an alliance. Okay, understood. So that ends the quest gain time, and we get the quest the enemy of my enemy. That gives us 5,000 rubles, 2 big bags of army first aid kits, 2 morphines, and 500 parts. Say how fine, I'll be on my way. And we are to the point now where we have to decide which one we want to side with for now. You're not actually joining them yet, but you do have to side with them. All right, we are up here in the army warehouses, and call me crazy, but I'm going to go talk to Freedom. Even though everybody else is going duty, I went duty on my other Stalker. Well, I sided with duty. I want to see what the M1A from the Freedom faction looks like. Entrance. Okay, I've never been in here before, so this is going to be interesting. So we're coming over here and talking to Chatskiy. Just wandering around, who are you? Straight as an arrow. Actually, I'm here to ask you to help the Blessed. Jokes aside, our enemies, the Orderlies, are planning a genocide. They've allied with the soldiers led by Colonel Vlasov. If they get too powerful, even Freedom won't be able to stop them. Vlasov is dangerous. He needs to be eliminated. He's hunkered down in the dead city. Will Freedom help stop him? I'm sure we can come to an agreement. Do you think duty captured them? Agreed. Where do I start? Okay, but there's one thing I'm wondering. If duty isn't to blame for your men disappearing, who is? What kind of mutant could take out an entire squad? And that ends the enemy of my enemy, and now we get a deal with freedom. I'll find them, what's left of them. Stay tuned. And this is going to be the Minstrel quest, by the way. Way up here, okay. So we're right here when I come out, and we're going to have to go up here. And I'm going to be fighting him with just the Mossberg 590 A1, which is the one you can buy in the garages. It's not upgraded. That's all we're going to be using. We're using that with buckshot, and that's how I'm going to fight him. That way, people don't think they need to go out and farm to make some other gun. I mean, you can do it with any shotgun. So it's going to suck regardless because the Minstrel is just a buggy boss. But next thing we have to do is go find the Freedom Sappers way to the northeast of where we're at, almost to the very edge of the zone up there. So I'm gonna make that run, and I will see you guys here shortly. All right, we are up here where we need to find the Freedom Sappers for the main story mission. So we're just looking around here. There's one right there, matter of fact. This one's gonna be just to the northeast of the center dot here. It's gonna be Plumpy. Are you a Freedom Sapper? Where are the explosives you took for the attack against duty? Kalyaev has them? Calm down. Can you explain what kind of beast it was? And that ends a deal with freedom, and now we get Kalyev's trail. Right, get moving, kid. Back to the freedom base. I'll handle Minstrel. So now we have on that guy's trail. I cannot pronounce that name. So we're just going to be running this way, essentially just following the bloodstains, and boom, Freedom Soldier. Minstrel did this. Hang in there. Are you one of the Freedom Sappers? And you ask him, Kalyaev, do you have the explosives? And now that completes Kalyev's trail, and you get Tragic Pursuit. Thank you, fighter. Rest in peace. So, moving on. Following the blood trail still. So you examine the backpack right here, and that ends Tragic Pursuit. You get 2 energy drinks and a pouch of Army First Aid kits, and now you get Sappers and Minstrel. And that's where we came from, following the trail. The backpack is just right here. And now we're just going to head over here, which is going to lead us to this little cave, which is right here on the map. Right next to where we were, so it's not too hard to find. And entrance. Now we get to do the Minstrel Fight for the 3rd time, maybe 4th time. And I'm back to using the shitty night vision because I was relying on the other suit's night vision for so long. All right, when I'm going to come in here, I'm going to immediately jump down and kill all these rats. Because I don't want to fall down here in a second and then have to deal with them, so... I would rather just jump off here voluntarily and kill them all. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go up. And I'm pretty sure I said it, but I brought just the regular old Mossberg 590A1 that you can buy for the barter. Gonna climb across this way. Come over to here, hold Q. You might have to hit spacebar a couple times to get up past that little lip. Now, this time, we're going to be doing a little bit more of a thorough search of this place, so this video may be a little bit longer because somebody told me that there's some special stuff you can find in here, aside from the fact that there's notes that you need to find. So, I apologize if this takes a little bit longer than usual, because I want to find all the nice secret stuff. I'll put timestamps where all the notes are and things like that so that you can kind of figure out. Just keep hitting Q here. You don't even have to jump. Just run and hold Q. Checkpoint received. Let's check around here, make sure there's no hidden notes. That's death. Okay, once you get to this point, when you head this way, instead of going left, if you go this way, there's going to be a little cave-in sequence. There we go. Just a flavor thing, I think. But there's also going to be a note right here. The note that says one of our men fell into the abyss. This is a nightmare. Crawling through these tunnels is torture. Plus, they say there's a den of a horrible monster nearby. Why did I join the orderlies to work as a miner? An extreme dungeon explorer? Ah, my head is spinning. It's damned stuffy down here. So that's one note. And that should be all that's down here. Now we're just going to head back. And I don't think there's anything to the right area right here. Like there's this that goes up, but you can't actually get up here. It won't let you climb this. So I'm not sure what that is. And the only other way to go is this way, where you drop down. And then you're going to have another little skirt across area right here. Don't see anything that way. Another cave-in sequence. I came prepared for fighting Minstrel today. I brought bourbon. Actually, no, this is Bushmills whiskey. After I tasted it, I realized what I poured. Run and jump. Run and jump. And there's nowhere else to go from here. What is that area? Can you go there? Can I make that jump? Do I have anything I don't care about losing? Not really. Put a full plate on. Okay, okay. You don't die. That was half my health, but you don't die. So let's do some switching. But we're down here now. I'm wanting to see if there's any... Let me get the shotgun back out because it doesn't cover up quite as much as the screen here. Just looking for notes. That is where we go later. That's when we get to the bottom. There's going to be a... That's where you go down to fight Minstrel. Okay. Is this just a way back around if you fall off? Yeah, you can charge jump up to here. And then climb this. And then... Oh, this way maybe? Charge jump, climb that. And climb back up here. I didn't see a note anywhere. Let me double check. No, there's no note down there. You know what? I bet this is where we were a second ago. I bet this is the drop down that I was trying to figure out how to jump down. Yep. Okay, so that literally is just a if you fall off and don't make the jump thing. Okay. All right, now we're at the checkpoint. Now I know for a fact that once you get to this checkpoint, we can go this way and there is a note. So we're going to head that way. Gonna go down the ladder here. There's another ladder right under us that's hard to see. There we go. Now we're going to jump from here to here. Because why? There's a ladder there, but I don't care. All right, here's the note right here. Can't say I'm too happy about the promotion. I'm no longer a rank and file orderly. I'm in charge of a whole squad. And then what? We got sent to these stinking tunnels. The top brass suddenly decided we need to dig a path to the radar. Can't get there by land, they say. So let's look for underground options. Feels like a bad joke. Exploring? No. Drop down here. None of this is interactable. There's a space bubble with a skull. Oh, the space bubble literally takes you right back to here. I want to go down here and see where that other place takes me. Like, what if you go this way? Oh, I turned too far. That scared me. Just gonna be following this around. Jump and climb that. I was holding the Q button to climb. skirting around here very, very carefully. Now, this is a gap here, but you can climb over it. You can just crawl straight across it. You don't fall through. Once you get over here, stand back up. You can make that jump. It's very close, but you can do it. And then you can climb this in front of you here. And this is right back up at the checkpoint. Like, this is back where we were. So we're actually going to go this way because I don't think there's anything in this little area. There's a little camp, but there's nothing in it. All right, I think we found what there was to find here. Come back to here where we jumped across, and there's a ladder right here that you can fall down. So once you come down the ladder right here, instead of going that way, which is the correct way to go to get to Minstrel, come around the corner here, skirt this little ledge, walk across the board, and there's another note. Who would have thought that a complex of tunnels underneath the army warehouses would be so expensive? It's a shame I wasn't able to get any pals from the geography department to join in this little expedition. We did some recon with scanners that showed the depths of the tunnels is at least 5 times higher than my initial estimates. I've fallen down the rabbit hole. Well, I'm used to it. I'll make it to the end of this hole, and my name isn't Professor Shinksy. And I'm actually going to go this way because I'm curious. That leads down to the space bubble. And then up this way leads to something. Shit, fuck! Be very, very careful. I think maybe if I crawl, I can skirt that way. Okay, so crawling works. Oh, the baby. Oh, here we go. Climb this. And then you can walk this way and jump over to here. And looks like there's another. Make sure you're far enough to the left that you can not hit that wall. There we go. Climb up. Boom. Another note. I've finally gotten to hear minstrel singing. Impressive. I'm surprised by the Stalker folklore. Out of all the possible names for the beast, for some reason they chose the antiquated term for a wandering medieval musician. I wonder what kind of show this musician can put on. I'm attempting to keep it a maximum safe distance, but the remains I am periodically coming across look very artistic. Leave. I'm going to continue on these little things here. It's going to take us this way. And this is an area I have never been to before. Another cave in, and another note. Adding to my observations of Minstrel, I'm almost convinced that this is not the result of a natural evolutionary mutation. No, someone took a regular bloodsucker and modified it. Not the kind of work that can be done in a falling apart lab with swarms of mutants at the doors. This is much bigger than that. My colleagues will have much to consider when I get back. Okay. And there's a chimera down there. Fuck me. I did not mean to fall down there. All right, so we're back. Let's try this again. All right, we made it across. I am going to be killing this guy, but I would rather do it not by being down there with him. I'm looking for notes over here. I don't see any new ones, and I'm pretty sure this space bubble is just going to take us back, which I don't want to go back. Never going back, man. All right, let's see if we can put some. Oh my God! Holy shit, he's got some height. Are you for serious? Actually, if you can jump back up here, that'd be fantastic. Keep it coming, baby. It's like a carnival game. Come on. Aha! Come. I hope he doesn't catch the edge of that thing. That's right. I cheesed him. Let's drop down here. We're searching for more notes. Hey, my bag. No mas notes. But there is a man. Scientist's corpse. It looks like one of the brainiac scientists had the misfortune of stumbling right into the minstrel's den. Examine the corpse, and you get a bloodstained note. You can't find any useful gear on the poor man's body, but you do find a note covered in dried blood, and you get Shinsky's Fate quest. So this is definitely a hidden quest if you don't come all the way over here. So let's see what the note says. I'm done for. It's on my trail. My carelessness and my excessive curiosity have brought me to the edge of ruin. Until now, I kept a necessary distance, but my desire to observe Minstrel up close played a cruel trick on me. It's on my heels. I can sense it like a true hunter. It has caught the scent of its prey, and it does not want to let go. It is stern on this matter. Surprisingly, what is happening fills me with both amazement and fear in equal measure. I, Professor Shinksy, shall become a victim of Minstrel within the next hour. I hope someone finds this and can inform my colleagues of my demise. All right. I don't guess you really need a note if he's laying there dead. Arrow says go this way, so let's head this way. All right, let's see where the teleport takes us. Back to the checkpoint, like everything about it. All right, now we're just heading on the way we were heading anyway. So now we're gonna go here, we're gonna go left, across this bridge. Still looking for more notes because I know that there's a couple more, I'm pretty sure. Instead of going to the left right here, we're going to go to the right. And over this way. And there's a note back here. Exile pure and simple. Should have seen it coming. Princeton isn't used to having talented people around him. He needs blind pawns who see him as the only source of talent. Now I have to scout out this stinking underground hole, but I guess it's still better than the fate that befell Voice. I won't let this go that easily. So now we're just going to head back. And we're actually going to go down this way now. This is the way you're supposed to go. None of this matters. There's a ladder right here going down. And drop down here. Another checkpoint once you come over here. Then we're just going to go down here. I think that's just in case you fall off of this. I'm going to aim at that. Make sure we can make... God, I hate this because there's a little lip right there that hits you. Same thing here. Because this is where you would come. Okay. No notes. New checkpoint. I think there is a note over here. Yep. Here's another note here. Built a stash in the maze. I only know the code. It's safer that way. The longer we're stuck down here, the more the others want a sip of vodka or to get out of this place. Tired of commanding this riffraff, orderlies. A herd of lazy asses who don't want to work. After Garrett disappeared, the squad's morale took a real hit. Okay, so now we're heading back this way. Drop down here. Drop down, grab this thingy. Climb across. Following the only way we can go. Go over to here. This is a crappy part. So you're gonna go to the right, and then once you get here, you're gonna stop and then just keep spamming spacebar and moving slowly to the right, because there's a very specific spot you have to go to actually crawl up. So you're gonna have to crawl here. There should be a note here. Oh, actually, it's a note and a body. Assholes scared of the beast Minstrel. They all ran, shot me in the back, left me to die. Just need to reach the stash and remember the code 58121287. Have to remember. I can get the supplies, bandage myself up, get out of here, and report on what they did. They will all be punished. Examine the corpse. Someone's cleaned out his body. And then we're going to go this way, climb this, and skirt across. All the way off, and this is a checkpoint. And this is also one of the worst parkour sections in the game, but we're going to do it the correct way. So you're going to drop down here to where the flare is, drop down again, and this is another climbing section. Go all the way across until you're at the end and drop. There's one little spot here to grab, and then you're going to run, jump, climb, and this is the same thing. Gonna run, jump, climb. jump. Inch to the edge here. Climb up very carefully. You're going to have to inch to the right just a little bit. Then you can drop off here. Climb this, and you're over here. That is the first time I've ever made that through in one go. Cannot believe that. Okay, so now we're just climbing up this. All right, so once you get up top here, this is where we climbed up. You're just going to go straight into this one directly in front of you here. And we're going to hang a right. We're going to keep this lantern to our left and go down this one. Now, once we get up here to where this grass and water are, we're going to hang a right and another right. And this is going to be that stash that orderly was talking about in all the notes. Crate has a coded lock on it. It must contain something valuable. And the code was 5812-1287. So other number 5, 8, 12, 12, 8, 7. And that's the correct code. So now you get 3 domestic field rations, a pouch of 7.62 armor piercing, a pouch of 5.56 armor piercing, a big thing of army first aid kits, 3 cheap tools, and 2 Hercules. Take them all and leave. So that's one of the secrets in this area. So now we're just going to turn around. We're going to hang a left. And then we're going to hang a right. I am overweight. And you're basically just coming to the end and hanging a little left right here, and then you drop down. Another drop down. Another drop down. And keep her going, and slide time. Get out of that water because it's rad 2 and I don't have a rad 2 suit on. I put on the quest armor that you get from the main story quest just to prove that you can do this with, you know, just the quest armor you get. Don't see any notes. Sliding again. Nothing down here. I think there's one note over here. Yep, one more note over here. I sent Garrett to check out the space bubble up ahead. Before he left, he whispered something like, "I hate space bubbles." Who asked, you idiot? I'm in charge. He jumped into the bubble and vanished. Been gone a few hours. Should have seen this coming. Do not jump in this. This takes you all the way back to the last checkpoint at the parkour section. So unless you want to go back up there for some reason, maybe you missed the crate that had the combo to it or something, but otherwise you're going to be mad at yourself like I was when I jumped through there and realized I had to do all that shit again. We're going to continue on here. Drop down. And this is the last checkpoint before the boss. So I'm going to drop this shit because I really don't need that. And I'm going to hit this again for some shotgun shells and probably be overweight. Very overweight. All right. And this is the Minstrel Fight. So let's hop down here. Damn, did they fix him? He is on my ass. being a real dick right now. Listen, no bully. I'm actually gonna try the pistol. Oh, couldn't see shit because of his scream, so. Leave me alone. You can't touch me there for a quarter. My guy. I'll let my heal go off a little bit here. Please stop. 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 Ow. Holy shit. He just like lunged. Oh, come on, bro. You gotta stop with that bullshit. Wow. Can't believe I one-shot him. But then again, I've fought him quite a bit at this point, so yeah, the pistol seems to work pretty good if you get him down to half health with your shoddy or whatever the hell you got. The pistol does a lot more damage just because of the innate ability on the pistol to do more damage percent every percent that they're missing health, so that actually wasn't too terrible. There's a freedom soldier over here. Became one of Minstrel's victims. I'm kind of just looking around because I want to see if there's anything else that I missed. Because usually I don't hang around here very long. Okay, examine this guy's corpse. This appears to be Kalyaev, who chased after Minstrel. He clearly overestimated his strength. Examine the corpse. And you get the freedom explosives. And that completes the quest Kalyaev. And now you get explosives for Chatskiy. And that's the end of that. So the space bubble opens up over here. And we get ported to... Oh, right back here. Okay. And now we just have to go back to the Freedom Base. So I'm going to make that run and I'll see you guys here in just a second. Alrighty, we are back at the Freedom Base. Heading down to talk to Chatskiy again. Alright. You're back, but the sappers aren't. What's the word? Your sappers became food for the mutant known as Minstrel. Luckily, the explosives weren't on his menu. Good work. These explosives cost us a lot, so I'll pay you well for bringing them back. What about using it against Vlasov and his soldiers? Leave that to me. He'll gather together some new people and arrange the attack. We have enough explosives to deal a significant blow, but you'll have to wipe out whatever's left on your own. Works fine for me. And this gives us the Liberator M1. By the way, these M1s are all the exact same stat-wise and modification-wise. The only difference is who you side with and the fact that they have unique camos for each one. I will in the future be making a video of all 4 different ones side by side so you can see the different camos, but that's going to be after I level up another bandit and side with the opposite faction. So you also get 20,000 rubles, 2 steroids, 2 Hercules, and 2,000 repair parts. That ends the quest Explosives for Chatskiy, and you get Freedom Aid quest. I'll handle it. See you later. The Freedom one is... Pretty weird looking one. It's got the anarchy on one side of the mag, peace sign on the other. It's got the wings on the back. Not terrible as far as the graphics go, but I kind of like the Marlene M1A better that you get from the bandit side by siding with duty. Now we have to return to Shaman, so I got to go all the way back to the bar. I'm going to make that run, and I'll see you guys here shortly. All right, we're back to Shaman. Gonna talk to him again. Freedom got the job done. I'll take care of Vlasov, don't worry. So that completes Freedom Aid, and we get Colonel Vlasov's quest. Great, I'll decide the best course of action. Be back once I've dealt with Vlasov. And now we just have to kill Vlasov. But we didn't torture the guy during the main story quest, and somebody said that if you don't torture him, he shows up at the bar, and you can talk to him, and there's a way to not have to even fight Vlasov. So I'm gonna search around and see if I can find this guy. So we're back at the bar, and we're doing the little side quest, Shinsky's Fate, that we got from exploring while we were going down to kill Minstrel. And the guy is going to be right here, the lab assistant Altufe. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He is literally right next to the barter guy here. So he's going to be right here on the map. So let's talk to him. Pardon me, I won't take up too much of your time. He's looking for a scientist who went missing while exploring the zone. So what? His name is Professor Shinksy. Been a while since you heard anything. You're looking for a foolhardy scientist who loves field work in the bar. Well, you see, I'm not as brave as Professor Shinksy. I see. Well, consider yourself lucky I found Shinksy, or what was left of him. Here's his final note. And that completes the quest Shinsky's Fate, and you get 1,000 unit steroids and the circle keychain. Thanks for that. There we go. That's what it looks like on your gun. So that's where you find him after you found the note on the corpse down in the minstrel's lair. So now we're just running around looking for Lapshin because we did not torture him during the raid mission for the main story quest. And he's supposed to show up somewhere in the bar and give you some more information about Vlasov. So I'm going to run around and see if I can find him, and I'll see you guys here in a bit. Alrighty. If you follow this playthrough and do not torture Lapshin, then he is going to be in the bar. This is where Shaman's at. So what you're going to want to do is come in here, turn right, go up, and he's going to be way over here tucked off by himself, and you can talk to him again. Oh geez, I remember you. You're that guy, you know, one of the blessed. And you're that soldier we took prisoner. I see Kozhemyaka and his guys spared you. Actually, they kept arguing over the most sophisticated way to kill me. Then their boss Shaman stepped in. He asked them to let me go, so now I guess I'm free. What about the soldiers? You're one of them. Did you desert? After ending up in the middle of the horrible bloodbath to start, then I'm in the torture chamber, your attitude towards life changes a little. I'm not a deserter. I contacted a few of my buddies and found out that I'd been marked as killed in action. Interesting. Then why aren't you hightailing it out of the zone? Says he wants to wait a little while. There's too much going on. So many soldiers. Once things quiet down, he's getting the hell out of here and going to stay with his aunt in a village near Zitomir. You mentioned some friends who leaked you info. Think they might tell me something about Vlasov? Listen, I really don't have anything to say about that. You and I already discussed this. I just want to get out of the zone. I wasn't asking you, Lapshin. Can you get any information via your friends or not? Maybe Koontz can tell you something. Koontz, a fellow soldier, good friend. While I prefer keeping my distance from other people's secrets, he's always curious and loves digging things up. Will you reach out to him? I can try, but he isn't going to do anything for free. I know he's gotten himself into some trouble with his senior officer and wants to be discharged. But that's not easy to do either. It takes a hefty bribe. And you're suggesting I chip in to pay your buddy's bribe? There's an easier option. Before leaving the zone, I wanted to take some money somehow. Some friends passed me info about the location of several officer stashes. But then, I saw where the stashes were. My desire to take them disappeared. Way too hot. But just right for me, I'm assuming. And now you get a quest called Lapshin's Connections. Say, deal? Be right back. So now, we have to find 2 stashes. One of them's going to be in the forest, and one of them's going to be up in the army warehouse. So I'm going to run up there. We're going to snag these 2 stashes, and we are going to see if we can't get an alternate way to fight Colonel Vlasov in this playthrough. So let me run up there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, we are pretty close to the first officer stash, which is going to be way up here to the northeast of where it actually says Army Warehouses. And it looks like it's going to be down in this hole. So down we go. You need at least Rad 1, Psi 1, it looks like. And it's going to be this shelf back here. Search the stash, and we get case of officer's loot. And that's all we get out of that. So we're just going to work our way back up here. How do you get out of this place? Oh, you can come over here. You don't even have to go down through the hole. I'm sorry. You can just come around and go down to the bottom. And now we're going to be heading to the little bit of an easier one to get. we're gonna go to get the one in the forest. So I'm probably gonna run down through the graveyard just because it's faster. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right, we're in the forest, and when you come out of the graveyard teleport, I mean, the stash is gonna be pretty much right in front of you. So it was actually a good idea to come through that way. But you're gonna go over here into this house. You're gonna come in the church and go under the boards here, the floorboards. Just crawl all the way to the back. And it's gonna be this shelf right here. And the church is just south of the graveyard / forest transition portal. Search the stash, and you get 762 armor piercing, 2 steroids, and a case of officer's loot. That ends Lapshin's connections, and now you get officer's property. So, heading back to the bar. So I'll see you guys once I make it back. All right, we are back at the bar, heading over to talk to Lapshin again. I took the contents of the officer's stashes like you asked. Here. What do you mean? You weren't able to contact Koontz? He's not answering for some reason. Could his own men have taken him out? No idea. I just hope none of the officers found out that I'm alive. I can see you're totally on edge, waiting for the butchers to come. He said he did get word from another friend of mine, and he tracked down Koontz's notebook, okay? Does it say anything about Vlasov? But there's instructions for how to get access to the computer on the base. On the computer, you'd definitely be able to find any information Koontz would have. Doesn't sound very reliable. Fine, how about I toss in some of the loot from the officer stashes? Then will we be square? That works. So that ends officer's property. You get 5,000 rubles, 1,000 repair parts in Koontz's diary. And then you get the quest Koontz's computer. Run along, Lapshin. Be more careful out there. So now we have to hack into the computer once we go to Vlasov's area. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently for the Stalkers this time. For bandits, we own the dead city. That's our zone. So it's no problem to get there and kill him. But for Stalkers, it's a little bit more difficult because, you know, you got to run through bandit territory. So there's a way by talking to Kozhemyaka. It says, in order to get into the soldier base in the dead city, a faster and safer way, I can use Kozhemyaka's service as a guide. So I think we're going to do that unless I find out that there's a downside to it. So either way, I'm gonna make my way up there, and I'll see you guys here in a second. So he's gonna be in this house. He's gonna be in the top northeastern side of it here. Go in this door, and he's just gonna be standing right here. Let's talk to him. Yes, I need to reach the soldier base, and let's go. Take me to the soldier base. And I don't know if he's gonna teleport. Oh wow, he teleports you inside, so you don't even have to make the run to the dead city as a stalker. Good to know. So here we are. We have to kill Colonel Vlasov. Checkpoint reached. Let's go ahead and snag this. Now, we do have to find the computer, and we're also looking for the notes. So note number 1 is going to be when you first come in. It's going to be down here. I can't believe it. At one time, look, Colonel Vlasov was one of my items. I admired him, damn it. But I guess you were right. Our esteemed colonel has lost his marbles, all because of the blessed. Maybe he's one of them. The guys say they want a scarper soon. Vorobboy made a stash for us with everything we need. He gave each of us a piece of the stash's coordinates, so none of us could spill the beans fully. Smart. Examine the opposite side. That gives you that part of the stash location. I'm going to drop down here. So when you crawl up in here, you're going to take the first right, and there's going to be another note. No, I'm not going to go with the guys. Deserting, that's too much. I'm a soldier after all. What does it matter to me who I shoot? Blessed, mutants, what's the difference? They tell me to shoot, I pull the trigger. I just need to find Vorobboy and give him back the note with my part of the coordinates of the stash since I've decided not to run. None of my business anymore. Examine the opposite side. Now we're going to turn around. Hang this right through the cobweb. And there's only one place to go while you're heading this way, so this will bring us out here. Go ahead and kill that fella. Go ahead and kill him. Oh, shit, fuck balls. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay. So once you come through here and kill those guys, go ahead and clear this out a little bit. Oh. I think he might be pushing. Jesus. Anyway, cleared out a little bit, and this is where we came in. You're going to go this way, and if you look behind these lockers right here, there's another note. Vlasov is a psycho. Total absolute insane psycho. Today I saw a senior lieutenant bring some young kid to see him, a total greenhorn. Only been on a few outings. Kid started babbling about weird dreams, about how he feels like shit. Vlasov listened to him intently, then he grabbed his gun and shot him through the skull. What for? God, I need to get out of here. I hope the others get up the courage soon. I need to write down the coordinates of the stash that Vorobyov prepared for us. It'll be hard to run with no supplies. Examine the opposite side. Go ahead and come up here. There's not another note yet. I'm running from this guy because he is heavily armored, but he only has a shotgun, so as long as you keep him at range, he doesn't really hurt that much. But you do not want to let him get close. Once you kill the heavy armored guy and this guy to the right here, there's going to be another note on this chair. A few of our men all of a sudden turned out to be blessed and were handed over to the orderlies. I'm not kidding. The colonel has been overcome by his intense paranoia. He sees enemies everywhere. Discipline was barely limping along before, and now they just write me off and hand me over to some bogus fascist just because it's one of the top brasses off his rocker. Vorobyov has already made a stash and given us each coordinates. Just have to wait for the signal. Examine the opposite side. Just keep shooting them as they come, because I think they pretty much all start pathing around here. Jesus, that hurt. Okay, if you didn't torture Lapshin and you went and did his quest, and you have the quest to come and find Koontz's computer, it is going to be right here at this point. So let's hop on the laptop. Oh, leave first, because we need to know what this diary says. Screenshot that, and I'm going to pull it up on the other monitor. So we got that pulled up. Try to answer the questions. Question comes up on the screen. Who's the jewel of a man who got us roaches and a couple liters of unfiltered lager just before he was demobilized? The only name that I see on there is Sergeant Major Velichko. So, okay, the answer to that one is Sergeant Major Velichko. Second question, which year would it be good to go back to? And that's 2012. Koontz's laptop is unlocked. Now all you have to do is find Vlasov's correspondence with his patrons. I hope he managed to decrypt them. Find the files and read through them. It turns out Colonel Vlasov had his reasons for declaring war on the Blessed. His beloved grandson went missing in the zone. In the correspondence, Vlasov pours out his grief and says he won't let this go. Keep reading. For some reason, Vlasov decided the Blessed had something to do with his grandson's disappearance. This information might come in handy. And that ends the quest, Koontz's computer. And now we're just heading on to Vlasov. So once you're done with the computer, you're just going to come straight across here. Come up top. Drop down. Continue on. There's another note here. I don't understand what the holdup is. I guess the others just don't have the balls. Or do they think a court-martial's scarier than the creatures of the zone? I categorically disagree. They're just losing their nerve. The bastards should have never teamed up with him, but I guess it's too late now. Vorobyev stuck all our loot in the stash. It'd be real hard to leave it without those supplies. Split up the coordinates too. Gave us each a piece of them. I should write mine down. I'm so forgetful. Examine the opposite side. And at this point, you get the quest Deserter's Stash. And now we are free to just continue on. Go through the door here. And Colonel Vlasov. There you are, troublemaker. I assume you're here to kill me, pathetic brat. You have no idea who you're dealing with. A psycho who decided to get a bunch of soldiers killed and supply the local fascists with a bunch of military tech. You must be one of the blessed. That makes everything clear. You can play the big shot as much as you want, but I know your type. You all have no one but yourselves to blame for all your troubles. It's your fault that I'm here too. You all must die. You'll choke on blood. You foul monsters will pay for what you did. This is all because your grandson, isn't it? He went missing in the zone and you blame the blessed for it. How do you know that? Were you involved? My grandson, my poor Ilya. He was honest and honorable, a top student who won awards. He just turned 18, had his whole life ahead of him, and you took it from him, you scumbags. Let me guess. One day he went missing and then was seen in the zone. He would have never left home. He'd never have come to this accursed zone. Nothing like that would have ever gotten into his head. But recently, first he started suffering from nightmares, then he went missing. The soldiers at the border of the zone reported they'd seen him crossing the perimeter. He was all white and haggard. You people did that to him. Your grandson turned out to be blessed. How are the other blessed to blame for that? He's not blessed. He's a normal, decent, smart boy. He's not blessed. But I can't say the same about you people. Scumbags and bastards. I met Morg and he told me everything about you. You kidnapped and killed my grandson. You left me nothing but his cold corpse. Whatever Morg told you was a lie. Your grandson was blessed and succumbed to the call just like many others. The same thing happened to me. That can't be. That's impossible. It can't be true. This can't be happening to me. What did I do to deserve this suffering? Your grandson is blessed, one of those that the orderlies are hunting. You are helping the people who would happily be his executioners. And he says I did everything wrong, failed, couldn't protect my own grandson. What does that make me? I made so many sacrifices, but they were all in vain. I suppose now I have nothing left to sacrifice and nothing to make sacrifices for. And all that's left is for me to leave. I hope I'll be able to ask Ilya's forgiveness in the next world. So that ends Colonel Vlasov, and you get Colonel Vlasov's defeat. You didn't even have to fight him if you did it this way. Oh! Sorry. I thought when he said he was leaving, he was leaving. I didn't know he was going to blow his brains out. So you find a small notebook on his body, and you also receive 5,000 rubles and 1,000 repair units. Every day it gets harder to wake up. I can see my grandson's face, empty, pale, and dead. I remember him full of joy in life, but those memories died along with him. Why'd you go to the damn zone? What made you do it? Who made you? What got you killed? The blessed. Morg described them as psychopaths, fanatics addicted to murdering the innocent. I will eradicate the infection. I don't care about anyone or anything. I will destroy the blessed. Everyone that is to blame for my grandson's death. He said he didn't know where their leaders are hiding, but he has an interest in finding them too. He's hoping that one of the blessed will lead him to them. Alrighty. And instead of having to go to the left and do the whole fight, we're going to go down to the right this time because this door is open and we can go out this way. Let's see if there's anything else down here because I've never been down here. Not that I can see. All right, let's exit. Probably right into the bandits. Where am I? Let's run out of here. I'm going to go far east as I can and then shoot up north. Do I have anything that I care about losing? Not really. All right, it's time to tactically unalive. I don't feel like running all the way back through all this bandit territory. All right, we went back to the bar after leaving the dead city from the main quest, and we are coming over here to get the deserter's stash now. And the deserter's stash is going to be right here on the map. It's going to be in the southwestern corner of this little hut area, which is just to the north of the bar, army, warehouse, teleport areas. It's just going to be behind these logs. Examine the crate. And you get 3 Epis, 2 Hercules, 2 cheap tools, a pouch of 7.62 and 5.56 armor piercing, pouch of army first aid kits, and 500 repair units. And that's a little quick one and done quest. And we're heading back to talk to Shaman now. So I'll see you when we get there. All right, let's go talk to Shaman. Colonel's dead. Orderlies have lost their ally. Still haven't reached the blue sphere, and the orderlies are not defeated. Then I must go see him right away. And now we get the Beretta, the Kozhemyaka's Beretta, 15,000 rubles and 1,500 repair parts. That ends Vlasov's defeat, and we get the quest Epiphany. Thank you, Shaman. I won't say no. Now I have to go. Oracle's waiting. And Oracle's going to be all the way over in the forest. After you turn that quest in, you get the Beretta here. It's already got the extended mag for 2 more bullets, and I'm going to end up throwing a suppressor on it that I have to go make. But we're not going to continue on with the story quest in this video because it's already going to be quite a lengthy one with all the exploring we did to do the extra stuff where the Minstrel was, plus the extra quests for Lapshin. So I'm going to end this video here, and we will pick up with the rest of the story quest in the next video. So if this video helped you out, go ahead and drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you in the next video. Y'all take it easy.